So that histamine is building up within the skin tissues and the joint tissues. And maybe you're not getting that rash and, highlighted red response there, but this can be connected to a lot of the foods that you're consuming, a lot of the GI health. So overgrowth that can occur with different microbials, bacteria, parasites, fungus, very common things that I'm seeing. And obviously the food allergy world there too, because people are unaware that they have IgG allergies. Pretty much everyone. I've only ever seen one test come back with none on there, which is not good. That is not a beneficial thing that you want. Let me just plug this sucker in. Got to keep us fully loaded here. Um, but yeah, the histamine and other things there. But beautiful stuff. Let's check in on our live chats here too. Okay, cool. We're all caught up. But yes, submit those health questions on in whenever you can. And I'll keep rolling through the ones that we have here too. Why do I always feel hungover when I don't drink? So the hungover feeling, I would want to support your liver a little bit more here. Something like Cassandra, something like dandelion root, since I don't have any labs on you. I'm not sure what, other things are looking like nutritionally, how iron and ferritin are building up there. Because if you're anemic, that is, you don't want to be doing milk thistle or things like that. And if you do want to get, a push for burn some fat up, maybe something like coleus, but it kind of depends on the person. But yeah, you're maybe struggling with phase 2 detoxification there. And when your liver can't clear out toxicity, inflammation, you're going to get brain fog. You're going to get that hungover type of feeling. But again, doing something like the liver glandular, this guy, I've showed it here before. I'm not going to pull up that again. That's definitely the reason why. So start supporting your liver and maybe even consuming liver. What are my hands? Why do I get shaky hands when I'm nervous or stressed? So people that aren't eating enough, get your protein in there. Let's get some protein in. Make sure that you're getting enough food throughout the entire day and doing the right things with the stress hormones that come about with these things. Lowering your caffeine, making sure you're getting good sleep. Maybe doing a little bit of California poppy or a little bit of kava, seeing how all these things are intertwining and repeating themselves. You're having that nervous system overact. So we got to calm these things down, and the shakiness just means that we're overstimulated there in terms of the signals coming in and the hormones being pumped out from all those signals. There are reasons for inflammatory stressors too, leading to something like that. But I would say make sure you're eating enough and getting that stress down. Obviously, changing your lifestyle patterns, doing something like an inversion table too, you can have great effects on the adrenals along with that. So, but when I would get bloated after eating bread, even if it's gluten free, bread, gluten free or not, it's probably going to have some baker's yeast in there and maybe, um, added cultures that are not agreeing with you. So that is definitely where a lot of that bloating is coming from. Too, it is a starch or a very starchy thing. It being a grain, it's gonna have a lot of sugar in there, and the bacteria are going to love it, and yeast too. So maybe it doesn't have yeast added to the bread, but there will be yeast within your body that loves those sugary based foods, and especially something like bread. Um, you're going to see that react a ton, especially when it gets right underneath the ribs here. I used to blow up like a balloon when I would eat bread. So start doing some digestive enzymes there. Getting some bitters. If you haven't seen the digestive video that we did yesterday, that's a great one to be checking out. But apple cider vinegar, betaine HCl, aloe vera juice, Oregon grape, great things to be starting with and just helping that GI motility push on through. I don't want a lot of people doing gluten at all, really. I do not see a benefit for it. I don't think it's beneficial at all to people. And you do it way too much. So we got to get digestion rolling, slow down when you're eating too. Key things there. Why do I get dizzy all the time? Again, I think we talked about this 2 days ago. Electrolytes. Make sure you're getting enough electrolytes in. Make sure you're hydrating enough. Make sure you're eating enough. That would be like my first three things that I would be doing before anything else, because you could save a bunch of money if those are just the simple key issues there. Um, if it is sort of a circulation thing, maybe you need some more movement. Maybe you need that inversion table or something like a rebounder that you could just purchase one time and now constantly be getting good stimulation and things from that too. Um, the adrenals do play into this as well. If you're getting dizzy all the time, and not in the sense that it's in excess, it's more of a depletion. So you're not having enough adrenal hormones being produced. And from that, you will be very tired. You will be very cold. You will lack circulation. You will lack blood volume. Um, so, yes, getting some labs done there could definitely help you out there too. And everything. This. Why do I feel worse when I try to detox? You probably, most of the time, lack of hydration, and phase 2 of the liver's getting too slow. So detox symptoms, and maybe you need to do a little bit of a binder in here too. So your phase 2 pushers, things like the turmeric, the coleus, obviously Sasandra is going to work with all three of those, or two of those. And don't forget about the dandelion roots and the milk thistles that you could be doing there too. But there's like 6 different herbs for targeting the liver, and if you don't know how to be using those and when, it's going to be hard to know. So send me a message there through email. But it can be an issue with phase 3 or detoxification too. And people are like, what's phase 3? I've heard of phase 1 of the liver. I've heard of phase 2. Phase 3 is the toilet. So if you're not filtering these things out properly, if you're not binding them up, getting enough fiber in, supporting the flow of bile, you will not be able to bind up toxins and get them out. So pushing that liver, make sure you're hydrating, getting enough fiber, and maybe doing something like a magnesium citrate along with that. Then you can now dilate the large intestine, pull a bunch of water in there, and get those toxins out. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Maybe a binder there too. Very light though. Something like activated charcoal away from meals. That's something you could do there too. Why do I get heartburn at night but not during the day? Okay, go back to yesterday's video. Watch that live, because we went over all that stuff. Checking in on the live chat. But yeah, we went over all that stuff and how to support stomach acid and basically calming those reactive responses down to reflux and all that wonderful stuff. So go out, check that out. Doing some food allergy testing, making sure you're not eating a ton of breads and things, because when you don't slow down when you're eating and you eat a lot and you kind of overeat, then that lower esophageal sphincter in the stomach is going to struggle to hold those food contents down and keep that kind of a laundry machine moving, which is kind of the stomach there with stomach acid, which make sure you're supporting stomach acid too. And even calming down that mucosal lining with some aloe vera juice or chamomile. You'll definitely see benefit there. Maybe there's something like H. pylori going on, or an overgrowth within the small intestine up top here, right beneath the ribs. But digestive enzymes, slowing down when you're eating, and watch yesterday's live because we went deeply into all those details. So, and then, why do my hands tingle or grow numb when I sleep? People that are having issues with blood sugar are going to have neuropathy type of issues, whether it's the hands or the feet. So make sure you're getting enough B vitamins in, and the best place to get those in, again, you guessed it, some liver. Which, yes, make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're getting enough B vitamins in. Make sure you're watching your sugars too. Even doing some of that apple cider vinegar will help with that as well. So key stuff, guys. And if you're not doing that, yikes. Um, Even something like gymnema, Oregon grape, beautiful herbs to support you with there. But when you really start lacking those B vitamins is when you run into trouble with a lot of those types of symptoms. So, but hey, good stuff here, folks. That was kind of fun. If you haven't already, sign up for the sleep challenge. Get all of your um, materials together. I'm definitely going to be taking some melatonin here very soon. Um, and of course, we got our discounts available. So right now. And if you do have further questions, email me. Um, and I will include them in the lives and basically give you a personalized approach to be doing with your food structure, your lifestyle changes, what testing you may already have that we can at least start with, and find all the great ways to support you there too. So, but that is pretty much what I got prepared for us here today. Um, as always, stay healthy, stay free. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but you're here hanging out with me. And that's pretty much what I got for you guys tonight. And stay tuned for tomorrow. We may or may not, delve into more things about sleep, but we'll we'll be giving out some good stuff and be doing some giveaways here in the future too. So, all right, good stuff. Thanks for hanging out. Get your sleep going. Get ready for bed. Put your jammies on. Get some melatonin going. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.